All right, everybody, let's just settle into a nice, comfortable seated posture. And Shaylee, do you happen to have the Manjushri text there?
Yes,
And you do. Do you remember what verse we're up to?
I believe we're on 22. Um,
Really?
yes.
Look how well we're doing. It's amazing. Okay. All right. Excuse me. So let's just feel the body to start with. Get yourself nice and comfortable so the external is sorted out. And you can have your feet flat on the floor, shoulders aligned with the hips. And just imagine your spine as this beautiful string of pearls of light that stretches from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. And just imagine you're lengthening your spine. Put some space in between your vertebrae. And then go to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, the jaw, the back of the tongue, and the back of that, that occipital bone just at the base of the skull gets very tight. See if you can just relax that. You'll probably find even just, it's like it's not really a muscle that you can kind of relax, but you might find that even thinking about it helps to relax the jaw, the temples, the ears. Just release it all. Relax the back of the neck and just imagine your shoulders and shoulder blades are just sort of relaxing down. And then just release any tension in your throat and chest and belly and all of your limbs. And then just be aware of sounds in your environment. Just allow them to be there. And then just notice the chatter in the mind. And just allow it to arise and abide and just sort of float away without following the story or kind of generating any more energy around perhaps something that doesn't really serve you very well. And just try and relax around our thoughts and without sort of judging what's in there or judging that we have a lot of stuff in there. It's all fine. The main thing we're developing here is an awareness around what's going on inside. And then bring to mind all our people. And we start with these ones that we love very deeply and profoundly. And then there's our strangers. We couldn't really care less about those guys. And then there's the ones we don't like so much who just disturb our mind. Those ones really are our teachers because they're showing us some of the, delusions that are there. If we didn't have any anger in our mind, we wouldn't react or we wouldn't respond in a way that's negative. And then remembering they're all equal, they all have this wish to be happy and this wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for Buddhahood. So we'll do this practice this evening for the benefit of all these beings and by extension, all sentient beings, and just think about what's going on for Mary and her family. And then bring your mind back to this idea that there is no negativity that can't be purified. And the thing about that, though, is it does take some engagement of the mind. So first of all, we have to have an idea that something's definitely worth regretting. So we regret from the depths of our heart. Anything we've done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both our body and our speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we ourselves will experience. And we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we turn to this Buddha, Vajrasattva, who we see as a doctor. And a doctor in that we are going to him for some healing. It's almost like we take refuge in our doctor when we get sick. So we just kind of, okay, so what can I do about this issue? And this is the medicine, the method the Vajrasattva is suggesting. So imagine, you can also imagine this is your teacher manifesting in this form. So imagine this beautiful, radiant, white light Buddha on the crown of your head, a couple of inches above. He's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion and has a beautiful, radiant face. And his eyes are long, they're shaped like lotus petals, and they're peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. And he has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And then we have this little section on compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we have compassion for them because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So next we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of all of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita me boa, Situkaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anarakta me boa, Sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Humpe, and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita. Dita me boa, Situkaya me boa, Sipokaya me boa, Anurakta me boa, Sawasiti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and very forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body. Except this time it forces up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. Just imagine all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe and Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. And imagine it's, your speech is purified now. And it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with this speech of yours, even yourself. So next is the purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So, it's just imagine you're walking into this pitch black room, you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here, the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, and all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment and neediness and depression, bitterness, grudges, resentment, jealousy, all of this is instantly dispelled, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Meboa Situkaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. So again, be so delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So here's a very subtle energetic level that we're working at. And you can imagine Vajrasattva sending light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebowa sutukaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anurakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawakama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebowa sutukaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anurakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawakama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebowa sutukaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anurakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawakama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebowa sutukaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anurakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawakama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebowa sutukaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anurakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawakama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebowa sutukaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anurakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawakama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida mebowa sutukaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anurakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawakama sitame Sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve. And this is the fourth and final step in the purification process, and a really crucial one. There's this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And without making some kind of decision, it's just not going to happen. We just have to decide this is what we want to do. And then we have this wish, this aspiration, and it becomes like a light that guides us. So then rejoice in your efforts coming here. I know many of you, if not all of you, have been at a 2-hour teaching. So then if you can't, and then coming along to this afterwards, it's quite a lot. So just rejoice in your effort. And then think of something you're working on. Maybe it's something you'd like to work on over the weekend. Make it small, make it simple. It's doable, like we're not reciting the whole of the, verses of the names of Manjushri in one evening, because it takes half an hour. So we're just doing 3 verses a night. So it just takes, we just do it. We keep the energy, we keep the momentum flowing, but we're not doing it. We're not climbing mountains while we're doing it. We just got to make it. We just have to make our Dharma practice doable, a doable part of our life. Imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wants to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So Rinpoche used to talk about meditating on emptiness. So in emptiness, at the end of every practice, it helps kind of seal the merits. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a while. It could be as simple as that, oh gosh, everything's just a dependent arising. That's at a very kind of basic, simple level. We understand that things, pretty much we understand that things don't come about all by themselves. We know that our car got put together in a factory somewhere. It's not inherently existing car. It's just a more subtler level, like not quite getting that things don't exist the way we perceive them. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created this evening to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then also a quick thought for Mary and her mum and her family. And then let's, before we go on, just dedicate, do our verses of Manjushri 3. Oh, this is so clever, you guys. And so I shall, O Master of all secrets, reveal just that to you most splendidly. With single-minded focus, listen well. How excellent, responded Vajrapani. So truly excellent, O Blessed One. The survey of the 6 families. And then the Blessed One, Lord Shakyamuni, surveyed in full the family great with mantras, the family of the Vidyas, and the mantras, the family that is threefold by its nature, the family of and yet beyond the world, the family great in brightening the world, the foremost family of Mahamudra, and so the family great with great Ushnishas. And that's a little kind of mound on the top of the Buddha's head. Okay, that's good. Now we're up to chapter 4 already. Amazing. We're getting there. We're doing it. Oh, and then I have to figure out those mantras. Never mind. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. I want to let you know we are doing Haruka Vajrasattva Sog tomorrow afternoon. I think it's 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 o'clock. I changed it. 5 o'clock Pacific. So that'll be 8 Eastern. So if you have time, it's part of our practice to do this twice a month. And it's only an hour. This one I can actually make it 45 minutes. So, it's nice and short and you get the stuff done. It's all about making it doable. Otherwise, like, oh, that's too hard. I'm doing that. I'll just go watch Netflix instead. Okay, you guys, lots of love. I hope to see some of you tomorrow, and take care. Look at that beautiful desert out there, Stephanie.